Sedona is known for having, I believe, at least 5 vortices, the plural of vortex, and people come here to channel the good energy from the vortex and meditate. It's supposed to be a sort of a convergence of very unique earth energy. If nothing else, it's a convergence of amazing beauty in this area that gives you a sort of a natural feeling of euphoria.
Coffee and some bagels and get out of here.
It was a pleasant drive from my camping spot in Seligman, Arizona to Sedona, Arizona, about an hour and 46 minutes. There's the turnoff to the Grand Canyon to the right. Look, in Williams. And see there? That peak to the left. Now that's a real mountain. Humphreys Peak, the highest natural point in Arizona, at an elevation of 12,635 feet. I traveled east to Flagstaff on Interstate 40, then switched directions to go south on Interstate 17. One could take 17 all the way to Sedona, but don't do that. Take the exit for 89A. The speed limit on the row is slow, but the windy drive down to the lower elevation is beautiful. This area looks like a great place to camp, but it also seems fairly crowded, so I'm sure advance reservations are a must. There we are, the first peak at the Red Rock, and it's only the beginning. Beautiful. Just take it in for a moment as we near Sedona proper. I did a tasting tour of Sedona sites on this Friday afternoon. Not a tasting tour of food, but of the unique and colorful scenery. I could have spent several days here. There was plenty to see in Sedona, but I chose 3 spots. I'd also like to have visited Cathedral Rock and made it 4, but for some reason, it seemed to be closed off the entire day by a police car, and I did not want to get sent back to Area 51. Believe me. My first stop was to eat delicious tacos at Totas De Fuego, the southern location of 2 in the town. Next, I drove to my first hike at Bell Rock, purported to be one of the locations of the mysterious vortices of Sedona. I cannot say I felt anything too out of the ordinary, but I did feel that it could be a good place to commune with my spaceship. I'm going on my first hike. I'm hiking to Bell Rock, and as you can see, the stones all around are amazing. Just such amazing colors with the red and the green patches. And they're all over the place. This is a short hike, I believe. Even though I'm breathing heavily, this hike is not a difficult hike. The path is almost like a road, and it's a very easy hike. Oh, look at the texture on this rock over here. I'm going to show you. The rock formations are just amazing. Look at that cream stripe in the middle of the red. I'm not sure what those rocks are called, but they are across from Bell Rock. If you look closely, you can see people meditating here on the lower portion of the rock, communing with the vortex. So we're turning a corner here, this Bell Rock Trail, and some new things are coming into view. Thus. There are some people way up there on the rock. See those spires towards the top? Just below where there is some green, you can see some people. At the X on the map is where you have a lot of options, including climbing Bell Rock, which I chose not to do at this time. I understand it's a challenging climb past a certain point that they call the slide. That didn't sound too inviting to someone who has, if not a fear, at least a deep respect for heights. Today I would stay on the ground. I got a little lost on the path. I also did not realize there is a north and a south entrance to Bell Rock. I came in on the south entrance. In my mind, I thought I could just loop around Bell Rock, but as you can see from the Forest Service map, there's really not a clear path around the rock unless you also include Courthouse Butte, which makes it a 4-mile hike. So I finally retraced my steps back to the Jeep instead of going all the way around. I had other sights to see, other paths to walk. By the way, very quickly, if you like the show, consider Buy Me a Coffee to help support the show. Buy Me a Coffee is a great way for creators and artists to accept one-time support or membership ongoing from their fans for the price of a coffee. Go to buymeacoffee.com/brainfire to help the show. Thank you. The next 2 stops were of a spiritual nature. I wanted to experience where Earthlings mix their artistry with their spiritual beacons and edifices. So, the next on the list was the Chapel of the Holy Cross. Parking is challenging on a Friday afternoon, but possible. This beautiful structure embedded amongst the rocks was inspired and commissioned by a local rancher and sculptor named Marguerite Brunswick Stoud in the 1930s. The project architect was Richard Hine, and his design was executed by architect August K. Strotz. The chapel is built on national forest land and was finished in 1956. It is a Catholic church, but people of all faiths are welcome. In fact, both the chapel and the stupa, which we will see next, are of course believed to be located on sacred vortices of energy. That's Sedona for you. Time for our last destination on this tasting tour. Atop a winding trail is the 36-foot-tall Amitabha Stupa for prayer, meditation, healing, and the experience of peace in a sacred place. It is a Buddhist temple, but all are welcome, like the chapel. And like all stupas, the structure is filled with sacred relics, prayers, and symbols, as well as a bit of earth from the 7 continents. Look at these lovely spinning prayer wheels. They contain loads and loads of healing mantras, which are believed to be uttered by the turning of the wheel in a fraction of the time. If you climb a little higher, there's a Native American medicine wheel, which one might walk through for guidance, clarity, or healing. This place is celebrating peace. Peace in the world. Peace in the universe. Peace between humans and Gugu-Gee-ans. It's a lovely thought. Peace. Well, thank you for coming on the journey today, Gugu-Gee-ans. I hope you enjoyed Sedona. Next week, the Grand Canyon. Gugu-Gees, Takara Prihij. Spread the love, Gugu-Gees, and peace.
Take some coffee and some bread.